That has to be the quickest, smoothest and easiest transit through any airport ever. Like, we got off the plane 5.5 minutes ago. We're done.
Model X.
Thank you, my darling.
You good flight?
Yes, thank you very much, sir.
Where are we going?
Near Central Station. I'll give you the address now.
Okay, we just checked in the apartment with our friends Tony and Marinda. I'll introduce you to them in a moment, but I'll give you a quick tour of the apartment, shall I?
We've got a bedroom that also has a little living area, tea and coffee making facilities and a sofa area as well. It's 2 bedrooms with 2 bathrooms. This is our bathroom. It's really lovely and clean and nice. In classic Airbnb style, there's a code to get in through the front door. Our hosts live upstairs and our great mates Tony and Marinda are in this bedroom behind Steve.
Oh, look at all.
And here they are. But I realised whilst editing, I didn't actually catch much of them on camera this weekend, but you will see snippets of them in the background and in some photos.
Tony says this is a bike farm. We don't think they're genetically modified. We think that the boy bikes get together with the girl bikes. And Marinda's joke is that when the rubber breaks, you get little baby bicycles. Or it could just be where everybody who owns a bike and travels through Central Station parks their bike for the day. I am not seeing the litter that the girls saw when they were here. Maybe they cleaned it up just for me.
The sirens, we're in the Born Identity.
We've had a lot of comments on our Insta post about the mess here after Lou and Em were here. We've already found a man who's cleaning the street and sweeping up.
Just for you, my love.
Just for me. Or maybe they heard Louise telling them off. I'd do what Louise told me off to do. After breakfast, our first activity of the day was one of our favourites. It was a 2-hour walking tour. For this trip, we used a company called freewalkingtoursamsterdam.com and we took the free classic tour. But they also offer a free food, a free alternative and free dark side tours. It started and ended in Dam Square. We didn't get to explore the oldest parts of town as it's actually illegal to congregate in groups of more than 4 people, thanks to the lads on tours. We did see the dancing houses, the Jewish quarter and heard all about Netherlands' spicy past. What we love about free tours is that the guides are working for tips. This means the better they are, the more they earn. We've never had a bad tour and Ilya's knowledge and storytelling skills were brilliant. Okay, Ilya, thank you so much. Can you tell the people watching where they can find you? Because you were the best.
Thank you very much. They can email me at ilyabrodsky@gmail.com. I'd love to take you on the tour, introduce you to the city, tell you where to eat, drink and be merry, and tell you a little bit about history as well.
One of the interesting places that Ilya pointed out on the tour was this coffee shop. This is known as Brad Pitt's coffee shop because during the filming of Ocean's 12, he spent quite a lot of time in here and I believe some scenes were shot here too.
And shock horror, they serve more than coffee in here.
It's the table there with the bar stools.
Wicked.
Oh, okay.
That's the table they all sat at.
That's the one that they sat at for the filming. Wow. This is the very table that Brad Pitt sat at. stroke it. My Brad. We're going up to Blue, which is on the 3rd floor and has 360-degree views of the whole of Amsterdam. In the area behind the Bloemen Market, which is the flower market, is this gorgeous building called Blue Amsterdam. Come up to the 3rd floor. There's and 4th floor actually, and there is a really lovely lunch-style restaurant with views all the way around. Absolutely gorgeous, I'm loving it. One of the classic features of Amsterdam buildings is that they're very narrow and very tall, and that's because taxes were calculated on the frontage of the building. So you keep your house narrow and keep going up, and you'll pay less taxes. And we've got a lovely table with a great view. We've ordered croquettes for lunch and chips and mayonnaise, because when you're in the Netherlands you must have chips with mayonnaise. It's kind of the law. That was a gorgeous place for lunch. Our next stop is a boat tour. Ilya told us that the best way to see Amsterdam's architecture was from the canals. Did you know that the houses are traditionally very plain and almost austere at ground level, but are more ornately decorated to sing glory to God? We stopped at the first available company and were really lucky to have an experienced guide to share his stories. From the Damrak, we first headed towards the station, which was built over 135 years ago. As we toured the canals, we loved seeing the tiny houses on water. Some of the houseboats were incredible. This one is said to look like Kim Kardashian. This was built in 1874 and has been in the same spot for over 120 years. Concrete repairs to the base have made it so heavy and it's so huge now that it would cost too much money to move it. The boat then took us through the red light district, and we saw many varied and vibrant places to smoke and enjoy the cafe culture of Amsterdam. I know I've already said this, but all the questions we've had on Insta about how messy Amsterdam is, and it's just not. I think maybe the girls came here just after a public holiday or something. That's all I can think, because it's ace. We've got a booking at Longfura here, near Anne Frank's house, because the best Indonesian food outside of Indonesia is here in Amsterdam, and this one's been highly recommended. We started with 4 different types of satay: chicken, goat, fish and prawn. The main course was a series of incredible dishes from mild to super spicy. We've got this amazing little package, which is nasi kuning, which is rice with coconut. The flavours were gorgeous. Not only was this the best Indonesian meal I've ever had, as you can see from the empty plates, we all agreed it was probably the best meal we've ever had. Dessert was a coconut almond cherry taste sensation. Our apartment's about an 8-minute walk to Central Station, and we're on a really busy road with lots of cafes and restaurants, so we're going to go and find some coffee.
This stairs is pretty darn steep.
That's fairly normal for Holland, right? Tall and skinny, remember?
Right.
Less tax, because the houses are skinnier. Directly across the road we found a coffee and sandwich place. 2 regular milk lattes, 1 oat milk latte and 1 oat milk cappuccino. But look at these cannolis Sicilian. It's a really cool little area that we're in. There's all sorts of restaurants outside. It's quite noisy at night, so we're torn between having the windows open and the fresh air coming through, or having the noise blocked out. And the other thing is, having got the window open, it gets quite bright in the mornings because it's blinds. Not a bad thing though, just a thing.
Just an observation.
Just an observation. Didn't put us off, and it wouldn't put me off staying again.
It's lovely having this bright big window to open and look out onto the hustle and bustle of the streets of Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Business leggings, Linz.
Business leggings. How did they get that there? Look at the masts and look at the bridges. We originally booked a lunchtime flight home, but with EasyJet and all of airlines at the moment, that was cancelled. So, oh dear, we have to spend an extra few hours here in Amsterdam. So we're going to go and explore a different part today. We're going to go to the Jordan, Jordan area, because apparently there's a fantastic Saturday market. That's how you deal with an open top boat in a rainstorm in Amsterdam. You hide under a bridge. We've come back to the Jordan area of Amsterdam, and we found a lovely little cafe called Kessens, and their breakfast menu is outstanding. We chose a breakfast menu which had scrambled egg, a fruit salad, and also a croissant, so I'm going to have too much food. Oh well. On the edge of the Jordan area, we found this little market, and it's got food and cheese and clothing and all sorts of crafts as well. It's really sweet for a walk around on a Saturday morning. Let's have a mooch.
Now you'll brighten up anyone's day with your leggings and your white top.
The fish stand seemed to be absolutely heaving. Lots of raw herring and other fish on there. Looks good. So my mum grew up living in Holland for quite a long time, and she always loved fresh flowers. And I don't buy fresh flowers at home because it just seems like a lot of money for something that's not going to last long. But the value here is so good. They've got some beautiful blood red peonies. Massive bunch for just €10. Loads of freesias, which were my mum's absolute favourite flower. Oh my god, that's so strong and creamy. So it used to be that when we came to Holland, we'd always eat Indonesian, and one of my favourite dishes is a giant lumpia. And what I've noticed that we've been here this time, they're all a lot skinnier, more like the British spring rolls.
Well, what's that smell?
It's lovely stinky cheese. Amazing. Imagine trying to get a wheel of cheese in through customs. So I love this area of Amsterdam. It's clean, there are plants, there are flowers everywhere. All of the streets are overhung with greenery. This road is Lindengracht, and that's where the best market is. Gorgeous for a Saturday mooch. Amsterdam's a city, and not a lot of the houses have decent gardens, so park life in Amsterdam is a really big thing. A lot of the parks, when the weather's great, are quite busy, and lots of activities and picnics and all sorts going on. It's a real lifestyle that the Amsterdam people embrace.
One of my favourite cities.
Yeah, I love it as well. We've seen a few of these. This is a solution for, I guess, apartment living if you've got an electric car. Charge up the unit right outside on the street. We think this is the old cabling that they've taken out because they're digging up the roads here, and we think they're probably putting the infrastructure in for the car park and the electric car charging on the side of the roads, just like we saw around the corner.
So how's your dirty weekend in Amsterdam been?
It's been great, and to be honest, not nearly as dirty as we were expecting. I know there's been a lot said recently, and it's been on our Insta as well, about how dirty Amsterdam is, but we've not found that.
No, Lou did and Em did when they came, but I don't know.
And I don't think it's because we've got lower standards than them. No,
So it's lovely and clean, and we've enjoyed a fantastic weekend in Amsterdam, guys.
Yeah, it's been beautiful.
Hey, join us next week when we're off to somewhere else in Europe.
Hope you've enjoyed coming along with us. I know this isn't a typical Rowing Radford's motorhome vlog.
No,
but
it's been a bit of fun, eh? And I couldn't help but shoot another movie.
But hopefully you've enjoyed it.
See you next week, guys.
See ya. That's it, we've landed. Join us next week for a whole new European adventure.